Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick, and we're once again playing some Cry Primal. Once again, this is footage captured at my time at the Ubisoft Toronto studio. We're going to pick up on the storyline exactly where we left off. We met up with the first personality in the game, and we're going to jump right into a cutscene here, so let's watch it together. At first glance, I saw that we were in a cave, and I thought she was giving me the snoo eyes. But just in real life, I was gravely mistaken. She just wanted to feed us. I think that was her way of repaying us for saving her life from LT Gray from the last episode. So this video, we're gonna get into some new gameplay elements, but I'll let the missus talk here for a second.
Udam Shajan.
Winja damsha?
Hugujara. Udam Pal Huwinja Hugwana.
Winja haiwa guasha. Sandamsha oros.
That's a pretty gruesome cut. Tis a deep one.
Sakwim.
Walta lauba akista. Miyi barra.
Once again, as you can tell, Ubisoft nailed it in this game with the somewhat too realistic eye animations that are a little bit eerie at the same time. But we're going to move into the next main mission of the game, which is basically just simplified into a fetch quest. But you can see right here that there is some green in this game. Some people were concerned that based on the introduction that the entire game would have that orange color palette for the environment. Kinda when you're playing the original Deus Ex Revolution, Human Revolution, the entire game looked like it was just the same yellow color palette. But don't worry, we do have some green foliage going on right here. So we need to collect 4 green leaves to MacGyver ourselves some herbal remedies to fix up that wound, and just kind of taking in the scenery right here. And this is like a little campsite within a nunchuck. I don't know if they're actually called nunchucks in this game. It's kind of like a Canadian Inuit thing. But anyways, so we set our little club on fire. The club is not indestructible. It will break after a while, so you have to make sure that you constantly have the right materials to make a new one. So there is a bit of gathering in this game, as you can see right there, the weapons that are available. So the green leaves are scattered throughout. They are highlighted in red what we need to collect, and all the green leaves that we need are by the river near water source. And we're gonna have our first encounter with another human being that is an enemy this time around. And if you need a reason to kill him, other than the fact that he would kill you if he had the chance, it is the fact that he's a cannibal, as the game alluded to right there. So we gave him the club to the head, and then you see what he was munching on a little bit right there. He was munching on that guy, or beating it to his dead body. Anyway, so we gotta get the rest of the green leaves. The other 2 are on the other side of the river, and I didn't actually know this till I picked them up. There was actually 2 enemies right there, so we have a little encounter as well. So in this video, we're just going to talk about general gameplay. So we're doing the forestry thing, hunting and gathering, and this first section also introduced you to the bases in the game. The first one was uninhabited, but bases do return in the game. They are not as complex to take down as previous ones. But they do offer quick travel points and a place to store your overabundance of resources, so you can store them in a container and come back with them a little bit later if you really do need them. And then right here we're gonna go stealth ninja mode again, and give the old club to the back of the brain. Created ourselves some homemade jelly, and that guy was not having a good day. So you constantly loot as well. It's not just looting animals for their pelts and stuff. And we're going to make it back to the base. I was in the clubbing mood, so I thought I would try my hand at trying to club a wild billy goat and try to catch up to the herd of them. And as you can see, it is not very successful. I can only imagine how like ridiculous this looks if you just saw like a caveman chasing after a bunch of billy goats with a stick and trying to take them down. But we do have actually another encounter. I accidentally run quickly into another group of humans up top of this hill right here, and kind of like a little bit of a panic moment. I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could just think of doing is just running up and drop them. So there's a quick attack as well as a charge attack. This is the charge attack right here. It does massive amounts of damage. Luckily the first two guys don't have long range weapons, but there's a third snake in the grass hiding behind that log. Just let him behind that rock and the club to the face. And right now it's kind of like amped up on clubbing people. I kind of just went hamburger on his body. I was like, taking out my frustrations in life in a video game, having myself a little bit of a snack along the way. And that pretty much wraps up the second main mission. Nope. Have to hit him a couple more times just to be sure he's dead. It's like the zombie apocalypse, you always want to double tap. But we're gonna go back into the cave and we're gonna have another cutscene right here.
Sayla. Ti walnayi.
I wasn't 100% sure what she was doing at first, and then it just became disturbingly obvious. She's making like a paste, combining the leaves with her saliva and slurping it back into her hands and asking it to push it deep into the wound, which is really, really gross because the human mouth is like a hotbed of bacteria, and these guys back in the day definitely did not brush their teeth, so I question how hygienic this would have been. The thing would have definitely got infected. Should have just used like a rock and a mortar sort of deal, but anyways, I'm not a doctor, but think of better ways. And a dirty leaf to close up the wound as a bandage. Caveman first aid 101. Domo arigato, Mrs. Roboto.
Palhubayatar. Wool. Hers. Udam. Salwatija. Ualna. Winja waida. Tu hypadas shwana.
Alright, so that was the first mission. It's called a Deep Wounds, like I said earlier, just your standard fetch quest mission. So what we need to do is we need to gather more allies for our village. So basically, you can see this bonfire here that we will make our way to a little bit later. I think I actually edited it out. We pick that up along the way. So the bonfires, like I said, they function like the bases from the previous games. You clear them out, and when you clear them out, it gives you more people for your village, increases the population, which I think is the main premise of the game. Sayla alluded to the fact that the last guy pretty much destroyed her village and all the people in it, and I think we're kind of just on like a little bit of a rebuilding mission up until this point. So we need to go visit the crazy shaman, and this is just some small skill tree. So how the game is structured is like the major skill trees are tied to individual characters that you meet throughout the game. So the shaman that we will meet up in a second, his skill tree deals mostly with the animals that you interact with in the game and how you can control them and stuff like that, but you will see it in a second after we have this very eventful encounter with him. This guy is like, "Hi, I'm ECP" or something. It's a very memorable encounter. You know the old saying about first impressions, you only get one. And this guy's first impression, you'll see in a second. It's hilarious and eerie at the same time. He's doing like a funny shaman dance. Thought he was gonna like, when we touched him, I thought he was gonna like eat our faces for a second. Look at this guy, he has those crazy eyes.
Guaita Walshnar.
Walshnar. Dinsai Hassan. Balsa Kuyikala. Hart. Nassam. Tigri. Luguamta.
Mu Salwa Padawaida. Uhaita. Tinsai.
Nay. Nay. Jassa. Ujasarda. Hassan.
Oh,
Ashai Baja.
so unhygienic. And then a second lick for extra flavor in there. And then when I was playing this, I was just like, nope, nope, no. It happened. And just like in the previous two games, we're gonna have ourselves a drug-induced hallucination. Our very first vision quest of the game. So this vision quest is kind of like the starting point to introducing another gameplay element of the game, which is called beast taming. This mission is called Vision of the Beast, and it's very pretty, as you can see right here. It reminds me very similar to the Shangri-La missions from Far Cry 4. And in this vision quest, we are going... I kind of wanted to tame that guy just because freaking beautiful, but we have to settle for the owl, which is pretty cool in itself, but you know. Anyway, so like I said, we're trying to gain the power of the owl, and this scene is actually very reminiscent of the opening scene from Assassin's Creed 3, where Connor goes on that vision quest that leads him to the assassin that would eventually train him. We just have to follow the eagle the entire way through. Once again, Ubisoft likes to recycle gameplay elements between all the franchises. But yeah, I think I am gonna shut up now and let you guys enjoy the rest of this very artistic section of the game, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. In the next video, we'll pick up exactly where we left off at the end of this video, continuing along with the main story, as well as introducing some more gameplay elements I can try to talk about in a post commentary that I really hate doing, but it's the only way. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I shall see you guys in the next one, hopefully.
Nice. Pausumuha.